I just want to read you this poster that I have because I hear a lot of pro-lifers say that life begins at conception. So my poster reads, "Life begins when you understand living women matter more than potential babies."
What is it?
What do you mean?
If it's a potential baby, what is inside of a woman?
It's a fetus?
Is it living?
No.
How can it grow if it's not living?
Actually, that's like saying if an acorn is a tree.
When does the fetus become living?
That's actually a good question, but that line...
Yeah, of course, because you don't know it. Because it's living. It's living.
How about you let her speak?
You're fundamentally denying science to validate your opinion.
You actively deny science, ma'am.
How am I denying? What science did I deny, Darby?
Okay, so let's look at some posters over here.
But
you don't have to be here.
I need you to tell me what science. You just made an accusation that I denied science. What science did I deny?
That it's a child inside of you. It is a clump of cells when
I'm a clump of cells. What makes me different?
That you were born? You were born.
So you don't. What you're arguing is that anything that is not born is not valuable of life.
I did not say that.
That's what you're insinuating.
So when does a child or fetus or clump of cells, whatever you want to call it, when does this clump of cells or fetus become living?
When it can sustain its own life.
But when is the sustainability?
I see where this is going.
No, when is sustainability?
She's speaking to you. Don't look to the back. She's speaking to you. Answer the question. Simple question. Answer it. So she's quick to look to the back.
Its own life.
But when is the sustainability? No, when is sustainability?
21. About like 30 weeks to born, like 24.
Because how do you sustain life? Like my newborns aren't sustainable. You can't just have a newborn and they just like live on their own, right?
Right.
Nope.
They're not sustainable. They need help and assistance to survive. So is a newborn not worthy of life? Is a newborn not worthy of life?
I do have one thing to say to you. How is it that when my mom was in college 30 years ago, she was protesting the exact same thing that me and these wonderful other women and men on this side have been protesting? How is it? Why? Why are we still protesting? Why are we still having to talk about this issue? It is a basic human right.
Basic human right. I guess they got opposite sides, because I see she said on this side, so I'm pretty sure they have everybody separate based on their opinion.
Still having to talk about this issue. It is a basic human right to have an abortion, to have a choice.
The reason we're still having the question is because some people don't want to accept the natural consequences of heterosexual sex and be inconvenienced by another human life and want to selfishly choose to end human life in order to have their whims met. That is why you're still arguing.
She owned us so simply. It's common sense. You learn this. The responsibility. Parents, a lot of parents, my kids are not at that age, but they're getting there. But to have that conversation. But I had that conversation with my mom. I know because my dad wasn't there, so she had no trouble to have that conversation with me. But as you grow, you know you and your friends talk, so you know we're in protection if you don't want to have a kid, right? I didn't have my first kid till I was 25 years old. 25. I knew the consequences if I didn't have protection. Well, minus the STDs and stuff like that. But you know, if you're not protected, there's a chance that your girlfriend / girl that you're sleeping with will get pregnant. It's because that's actually said, you're the one that's making that choice to not wear protection. But you know the consequences. So you want to have the option. This is why I disagree with all of this stuff. I agree that everybody should have their own right and their own say. You can't be irresponsible. That child didn't ask for that. You're the adult. You're making the decision to not have yourself protected. Because you know how reproduction works. You know how this works. It's not like you don't know. And she said 30 years. 30 years because nobody's been responsible. Everybody wants to be irresponsible without consequences. And what is consequences? Oh, you just want to, I don't want to say it. You guys know where I'm going with this. I had my, like I said, I had my first kid when I was 25, right? And almost like a year and a half later, my girlfriend at that time, I got pregnant again. Now, I was still kind of young, and we wasn't like together. So once I found out she was pregnant, I was like, oh, I wasn't ready. I was nervous. I was thinking about her having an abortion, and I was like, I can't do it. No, I couldn't, because as a man, even though I didn't have my father around, I accepted the responsibility. I said to myself, I should have known better. I chose to make that decision. It's not the child's fault, even if it's still growing inside of her. I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. As a man at that time, even though I was still kind of young, I couldn't do it, and I still wouldn't do it up to this day. Because we know the responsibility. We know there's self protection everywhere you go. 7-Eleven, the gas stations, Walmarts, the grocery stores. It's everywhere. You just want to have that feeling. We all know that feeling without having word protection, but it comes to the responsibility, and we have to be responsible. I don't see why women get so up in an uproar about this. Like, I understand when it's not consensual sex and it was forced on you, I understand why you want to have an abortion. I totally understand that. But when it comes to having regular sex, you want to have no, that's wrong. I personally think that's wrong. Just like how your mom and dad was able to have you come into this world. They're able to have an opinion. They're able to shape the future. You still want to sit there crying about what happened 30 years ago. How are you supposed to make a progress if you're still complaining about what they were complaining about 30 years ago? When you should be like, oh, that didn't work then. Maybe we should start being more responsible adults. Maybe we should. That's something that's growing inside of you. That's still a life. I don't personally believe it. Give me you guys thought about it in the comments. She was just baffling herself. She couldn't answer the direct question when she was asking us a direct question. A baby can't take care of itself. Age 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Come on. So she defeated herself with her own logic. That was really funny. And this was when? It was just recent. This was like 10 months ago. But I'm just rambling on right now. I could go on and on with this type of subject. It's just sad to see. I think it has a lot to do with entitlement. That's what I think all this comes down to. You just don't want nobody telling you that you can't. That's what that pretty much comes down to me. Like I said, if it's not consensual, I totally understand. I totally get why you want to have you don't want to have to be looking at a child, remembering the person that did that to you. I totally understand. I totally get that. But when it's consensual, but then you realizing, oh, I'm not ready. That's wrong. That's wrong. Wrap it up. Point blank. Period. All right. Give me guys think about this in the comments. And until then, I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out. You guys have a blessed day.